Facing Venom. Oh boy, the Topsider area. Those still exist. I thought when Yugi and his friends came along, they were like, no more, or this top-bottom thingamafudgers. Well, then again, maybe it was more like a truce agreement, like, look, we'll be less sticks. Or at the very least, we'll stop trying to kill each other. I'm still convinced that the Synchro Dimension was basically based off of America, because it feels like that sometimes living in here. Maybe not to this extent, but... Oh, I got a new character.
Nah, this one ain't gonna do. Guess I'm probably gonna need something new. Got it! This one ought to do the trick.
Given the voice, I would like to imagine that in this dimension, freaking...
Ready, world.
Oh, listen.
Because the new Blur is coming to town.
Insert joke about the Sonic live-action movie here. But in my headcanon now, this guy is somehow related to the frickin' Clockwork guy, whose name I can never remember until it's too late. David Talk, I think it is? Yeah. Like, I know it's not, but if there's other dimensions in my headcanon, that means that there's other version of these characters. I know that was only a U-Boys thing, but give me this. I can have my headcanon. It doesn't have to be actually canon, but I can think it. There. That's good. I hope. Yeah, I'm still consider the frickin' tops and bottoms thing was somehow related to America, because I swear to God, we have so many monopolies with like 20 gajillion dollars that don't want to spend a cent. Meanwhile, the lower class are just not to the extent of the satellite district, but it can feel like that sometimes. Then again, the whole thing was based on 5Ds, but I don't know. Maybe just because of the time period, like the time I was watching Arc 5, just like, it feels like that sometimes. I don't know.
Are you sure this is the place?
Or maybe I'm just an idiot. Who knows?
This was where the coordinates were set to. Oh, what? But why is no one here?
The better question is, why do we have to deal with you?
We were coming. That means...
It's a trap!
Hugo, Bit, Ivory. You think they... Not a chance. Hugo may be still a little off his game, but both Bit and Ivory are still good duelists. I'm sure they're all fine if they all got sent here.
So because Hugo's off his game, the other two
Can't we
would
just
be
use our
dope.
dual pads
Wait.
to communicate with a base or something? Do you honestly think I haven't tried that yet? It appears that these
You should try turning it
viruses
on and
allow
off
us to
again.
communicate with anyone so long as they're active.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then it's a cell phone
so
problem.
we're stuck here, and we can't call for help. Why do we start a fire to signal somebody? How do you think we're supposed to start a fire, Jones? We could burn our cards? We can't just use our cards. That's horrible.
Where would you get the
I
fire?
haven't been able to do anything
You need to
with this
create the
Ghostbuster
fire
since I got a
first.
new one.
Forget the kindling.
Regardless, our best bet is to try and find a Lancer base.
I see this working the same way as Futurama, where they're stuck on an island and Bender's making a rock thing to call for help.
Perfect. Well, how
Dang
far
it,
is
one
the
rock
Lancer
short.
base?
Excuse me, sir, but we could use help on this beach.
It's in another town.
Oh, God.
20 miles from here. Man,
We can get maps.
walking.
Get used to it, kid. It's all we
That's
have.
a good idea.
We should walk.
It's a shame you won't be able to do that while you're lying in your graves.
Oh, great.
Troops. Finally, dueling action. Look right, boys. We've got company. What are you guys doing here? Well, Havoc figured that reinforcements would come, so he allowed the three of us to stay behind so we could deal with people like you.
Oh, so there's three of them.
Havoc? Where are our friends? Hey, calm down there, mister.
Hey, where are our
Our
friends?
friends are fine.
Oh, where are
Well,
our friends?
Not quite.
She said, where are
But It's a
friends?
shame that you won't be able to figure out what happened after we're done with you. Duel! Enough chitter chatter. It's time to
Obelisk Force.
duel. Looks like we can agree on
Like, not
something
Obelisk
there.
Force, Obelisk
Let's
Force,
duel.
but in the sense that they're all the
Duel.
exact goddamn
I'm
same.
facing you first, little boy. I draw.
So is this a like
I'll
tag
start
duel
by
or
normal
individual
summoning
duels?
Venom Dragon to the field.
Oh boy.
And since I did,
Venoms.
I'll activate the spell card Venom Contamination. This spell card allows me to summon 2 more Venom Dragons from my
I was
deck or
I thought it was going to
graveyard.
be like another
So
off-breed
come
of
on
the
out,
Venom
my
of the
pretties.
deck that, you know,
Next, I'll
actually
use the
the Venom
Venom
character
Drown
does,
spell
but no,
card.
he plays reptilians,
With this
I
spell
think.
card, I am allowed to evolution summon using all
If not, maybe
3
just
of
an
my
off-brand
Venom
thing.
Dragons. And when they're sent to the graveyard, they're treated as XP cards.
Of course they are.
I expand the DNA strand and triple evolution summon. Come forth, Hyper Venom Dragon.
3 of them.
That's
I'm
enough
getting
damage
deja
now.
vu. Didn't we
Okay,
do
my
this
turn.
before?
Alright, it's my
Well, then again,
turn.
I guess there's
I
something new about
draw.
a deck coming back.
And during your standby phase, my Hyper Venom Dragons each
Looks at
inflict
Obelisk
1,000
Force.
points of
Oh, I
damage to
love
your
Ancient Gears again.
life.
Oh, jeez. I'm kind of upset that the frickin' Raw and Slifer Force didn't show up more often. They only fought Alexis / Oscar once. It's like, they actually have a different deck than the frickin' Ancient Gears. Nope, can't use that one. Oy. Because they don't exist, more than likely, if you can't show off the new Ancient Gear supports. Ugh. Whatever. I was focused on the dueling.
I can add 1 Skybat monster from my deck to my hand. And the monster I
Skybats.
added is Skybat Terror. And since it was added, I can special summon it to the field as well. Thanks to Skybat Nest, all Skybat monsters I control gain 300 attack
I think it'd be like
Next, I
somehow
normal
related to
summon Skybat
Raid
Arrow
Raptors
from
in a
my
sense.
hand.
Yeah.
What does it matter? All of your monsters are too weak to take out my dragons. Well, I'm not done yet. Now I activate the spell card Skybat Snatch. With this spell card, all Skybat monsters I control can attack you directly this turn. Wait, what? Of course, all damage that they inflict is halved, but that's fine by me. All 3 of my monsters, direct attack! Ugh! Is that the best you can do?
Well, then again, even if they couldn't do
Now
half
I'll
damage,
activate
they
Nest's
would have
final special ability.
only done 3,000
I can
damage.
target 2 of my Skybat monsters and exceed summon during the battle phase.
Ah!
What? I overlay level 3 Skybat Terror and level 3 Skybat Ramthero. I exceed summon rank 3 Skybat Tyranno. So that's an exceed summon.
Only 1,000
Now, thanks
attack.
to Skybat Terror, Skybat Tyranno not only gains 1,000 attack points, but my field spell powers him up by another 300 as well.
Oh!
And don't forget, it's still the battle phase, so I'll use Tyranno to attack your life points directly. Ugh. Not bad, Ace. Thanks. I'll keep
That's
you
game.
busy. You just worry about your opponent. I've heard a lot of things about you, Draco. I personally can't wait to deal with you.
It's
Alright,
not game yet. It
I'll
should
go
have 200
first.
life points
Draw.
left.
I'll activate the spell card DDoS Evolution. This lets me send 2 copies of DDoS Evolution from my deck to the graveyard. Then, I can perform an evolution summon using the DDoS Evolution here with the Venom Dragon in my hand. I expand the
course.
DNA strand and evolution summon Hyper Venom Dragon. Just one, huh? Sometimes, just one dragon can change the world. Now, I
True,
normal
given
summon
what happened
Venom
with the
Dragon
4 dimension
Cluster.
stuff used into one.
Activating its effect, I can add 1 Venom Dragon card from my deck to my hand. I'll set 1 card face down and end my turn. In that case, it's my turn. Don't forget, during your standby phase, thanks to Hyper Venom Dragon, you take 1,000 points of damage.
I guess this is sort of like a tag duel.
Now, as I was going to
Unless
do,
they were shit.
I
I
activate
guess
the
they have their
field
own
spell
separate
card,
fields and everything.
Green
So
Eyes
I
Valley.
don't know. I don't know.
This field spell allows me to.
It wouldn't make sense for them to be
one
passing
Green
turns
Eyes
like this
monster
unless
from my
that was
hand
the
once
case,
per
so,
turn
you
without
know.
tributing. But I'm not going to be normal summoning. Now I use Green Eyes Wyvern and Grey Eyes Wyvern to set my Pendulum Scale. What? Pendulum Scale? That's right. With these 2 monsters, I'm allowed to special summon monsters between the levels of 3 and 6
Oh, God
all
damn it.
at the same time. Wait, hold up. What's a Pendulum Summon? You're about to find out. I use these 2 monsters to Pendulum Summon.
Makes sense, we are in the
Green
Synchro
Eyes
dimension, I
Grey
believe.
Dragon and Green Eyes Fuse Dragon.
I can't wait to
Just
see
like
how
I'll
Daniel
summon 2
talk.
high-level
No, not Daniel
monsters.
talk. Freaking.
Next, I'll activate a spell
I
card
can't wait to
from
see
my
how.
hand.
Freaking.
Plasma Store.
I'm
This spell
name
card
blanking.
destroys all face-up monsters
Can't wait to
you
see how the
control,
idiot screws
and you
things
take
up. There we
damage
go.
Equal to the half their combined attack. Oh no.
Jones Turner. There it is.
My Green Eyes Grey Dragon can't attack the turn this ability's activated, but that's fine by me, because now I overlay level 6 Green Eyes and level 6... Not so fast. Activate Trap. Venom Stream.
What?
This trap card allows me to special summon Hyper Venom Dragon from my graveyard, and you take 1,000 points of damage. Uh-oh.
You didn't know what a pendulum was, we did still have a backup plan.
As I was saying,
Let me continue.
I overlay level 6 Green Eyes and level 6 Green Eyes Fuse Dragon. I exceed summon. Rank 6. Green Eyes Saber-Tooth Dragon!
These are supposed to be the evolution dimension, and also that's a new monster.
Okay.
These are supposed to be evolution, guys. How do they not
Green
know
Eyes
about
Saber-Tooth
pendulums?
Dragon, attack Hyper Venom Dragon! And since your monster's battling my Hyper Venom Dragon, I'll banish Venom Dragon Cluster from my graveyard to give my monster an additional 1,000 attack. Figured you'd try something like that. What? How? I faced evolution soldiers before when I was being hunted for my memory to be erased. I know most of your moves. Regardless, I'll activate the effect of Green Eyes Valley when a Green Eyes monster I control battles a monster you control, and since your monster's attack points just changed, your monster's attack points are cut in half.
Ah, crud.
Oh no!
Let me guess, and you gain
Now,
those deck
Saber
points?
Tooth,
Oh no,
finish
it's not
where
Dark
you left
Rebellion.
off.
900.
I'm still standing. Yeah,
Surprised the
shame
evolution
what
guys
you
don't know
said is
about
about to become
pendulum
irrelevant
summoning,
right
though.
now. I activate Saber-Tooth Dragon's ability. By using up one overlay unit when it destroys a
And again,
monster,
Hugo didn't
I
either,
can special
so,
summon
you
that
know,
destroyed monster to my side of the field. What?
I don't know.
Sure, its attack points are cut
I might
off,
just be
but it's still
misremembering
the
Season 1,
battle
because I
phase,
think
so this
Hugo
monster
was
can
surprised by
attack
the
your
pendulum
life points
dimension
directly.
being the
Go!
pendulum dimension, not the standard dimension, you know?
Ah!
Kind of got left out of the loop.
That's a wrap.
Wow, you KO'd your opponent in one turn. Looks like it's my turn to
I
do
can't wait to
that.
see how you screw this up.
I'll make the first move then. I draw.
I
I'll
surrender!
summon Rescue Rabbit to the field. Activating his effect, I contribute him to special summon 2 normal monsters from the deck. I summon 2 copies of Venom Dragon!
I never would have guessed.
Next I'll play the Venom Drowned spell card, which
Can
allows
we have
me
new
to
Venom
evolve
normal
both of my
monsters?
dragons.
Just so we don't have to deal with the
I
dragon every
expand the
single
DNA
time?
Strand. Double evolution
I'm just looking for
summon.
variety. I
Come
don't want to see
forth,
Ancient
my
Gear
2
Hunting
Hyper
Hound
Venom
and his
dragons. That's
other
all.
counterparts every
I
single
set one
duel.
card and end my turn.
Okay, my turn. I draw.
We're
And
doomed.
sure, in your standby phase, my dragons inflict 1,000
I like how he
damage
just dealt
to
with
your
him
life
only now.
points.
He's like, ugh, I'm already annoyed.
It matters not. Now,
Surprised you
to
know how to
start
say
things
facts.
off, I'll activate the spell Moray of Greed, shuffling 2 water monsters back into my deck and drawing 3 cards. Now,
He's still
I'll
bricks.
activate Performancy Bolly and Performancy Ring-a-Ling in my Pendulum Zone.
Wait, what?
I set the Pendulum Scale.
What? So you can use those crazy pendulum cards too. Performances? Wait a minute, Jones. Your pendulum scales 1 and 2.
Wait a minute!
You won't be able to
You
pendulum summon.
idiots!
But that won't be the case for long. Now, by revealing 1 Pendulum Water Monster in my hand, I can increase the
Tall
Pendulum
Magician?
Scale of Performancy Ringling by the level of the monster I reveal. My monster's a level 7, so I can increase Ringling's scale.
Okay, that's
to
decent.
8.
Wait, now it's 2
Now I
to
can
8.
perform a
Why didn't you do it
pendulum
to the level 2, to the scale 2
pendulum
one?
and carve the
I guess it doesn't
arc
matter
of
at the end of the day.
victory. It's pendulum
And me.
time. Come on out, my 2 monsters. Performancy Aqua Actress and Performancy Reef Tail Magician.
Aqua
When
Actress?
is pendulum summoned, I can special summon a level 4 or lower water monster from the deck.
Did he have
I'll
Performancy
summon
before? Because I swear he had another deck.
mode.
3 monsters in 1.
I mean, they did upgrade their decks and stuff, but I'm just like, didn't he use something else? Maybe I'm just misremembering because Season 1 was a long while ago.
Combined scale of my pendulum monsters. Since I have a scale 8 and a
How can
scale
Jones
2,
figure out how to do a
that
pendulum
equals
deck
10.
competently but not a
So my
synchro
monster
deck? You'd
gains
think.
1,000
Maybe it's because it's
attack.
not addition.
It's battle time. Go, Reef Tail Magician, destroy Hyper Venom Dragon.
You can't get rid of one of us that easily.
He already did. Or are you referring to me specifically?
I activate
Yeah,
the trap
except for
called
Draco, but
Venom
still.
Infection. With this trap, I can negate your monster's attack and cut your monster's attack points in half. And then you take that lost attack as damage.
Ugh.
Oh. No matter. I set Mirror Force face down and end my turn.
Please tell me you're bluffing.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Same.
Thanks for telling me what your card is.
I lied. It's Black Pendant.
Not that Mirror Force matters, because you see, my Aqua Actress has a special ability. Normally, if I control one, it's the only monster you're allowed to target for attacks or with effects. But since I have two, you can't target or attack any of them. So now, Jones Turner is invincible. I play Spark.
Ah!
Not again.
You dumb motherfucker.
Jones.
Sparks is always the most satisfying card to win with.
He lost the Sparks. Enough fooling around. It's your turn, Draco.
To think
Come
this
at
is
me.
going to be my legacy. The guy who brought back winning through Sparks. Why does Draco have to go next? What about the other guy? I mean, the Venom Dragon Burn will still be a thing, but still. What is your favorite Pendulum monster? I don't use Pendulums in my deck. Like, usually ever. Well, maybe not ever, but I usually don't use Pendulum monsters because I just don't like Pendulum summoning. I mean, I don't hate it like I did originally when Pendulums first came out. I've learned to chill on it, but I just don't like using Pendulum decks. They just don't seem fair to me. Like, oh yeah, you just nuked my entire field, but guess what? I have these two scales, and they say I get to bring everything back cost-free. Yeah, I can't do it again this turn, but that's a cost. I mean, I just don't use Pendulum decks that often, so I guess I could go generic. I'd say maybe Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I don't know. Because, again, I don't use Pendulum. I know in one of my decks I do use a Pendulum monster, but it's not because it's a Pendulum monster. It's just because it's... I don't even remember if I don't remember, honestly. Maybe I'll look up my deck list and then be like, okay, what monster was it? Because if it's that one, maybe I'll, like, pop it up on screen or something. Otherwise, I'll just go with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and go with the generic, you know? Now I remember the one Pendulum monster was Hiriko or Hirami or whatever the frickin' Pendulum Bujin is. I saw Boat using that in his GX series, and I was relatively interested in Bujins, so I figured, why not? It's mostly for fun anyway. It's not really competitive anyways. I just have fun with it. So yeah, that's my only Pendulum monster. So I'm sticking with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon in my vote. See ya.